Lindsay? What was all that about just a second ago at the planning meeting? Out of nowhere, you just took my idea as your own and got credit for it. What could you possibly be talking about? Stop trying to act like you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. That paperwork that you just handed in at the planning meeting we had? That was all the exact same stuff that I had worked on before. I was planning on leaving that idea alone for a bit longer so that I could come up with some better things before next month's meeting. It's messed up of you to steal my idea like that. Can you please not say such rude things to me like that? Do you even have evidence of me stealing your idea? I get that I'm newer to this company than you are, but just because I'm doing better than you are here doesn't mean you can try to sabotage me. Huh? I'm sure you're just jealous that a newbie like me was able to come up with a better idea than you at the meeting, right? I was praised by all the higher-ups, and that's probably what made you so upset. But you should take a page from their books and start praising me as well for my hard work and great thinking. I'm not trying to play any games right now, Lindsay. I know that you came up to my desk and took those papers from me, and I have proof of that. I learned about it from someone that witnessed you doing it while she was here late doing overtime. Well, I just happened to walk by your desk a few times, but I never took anything from you. Walking around like that helps me come up with new ideas is all. And it just so happens that sometimes I come up to your desk while walking around like that. But don't take that as me stealing anything from you, okay? I have a witness saying you stole things from me and you still won't come clean? Well, come on now. You were never going to come up with an idea like mine anyway. You've been here longer than I have, and the manager told me that he's never heard of an idea like mine from any of the other workers. So that must mean that an old fart like you couldn't come up with anything to impress. Huh? What did you say? Well, it doesn't even matter now, because the meeting is over with. And as of right now, the department manager is taking my idea into consideration for the next plan. So can you please stop trying to scare me by making such a big deal over it? If you have the time to be sitting at your desk right now talking to me, then you have time to start working on new documents for my plan. What? What do you mean by new documents? Did you not hear a word the manager said to us? He said that starting next month, we will be having a company-wide meeting to discuss this plan and put it into action. And that's why he's asked for us to start making up documents to better lay out said plan. As I recall, you were the one that was asked to work on those new documents, considering you stole the idea from me for said plans. And another thing before I'm done talking to you. Next week is going to be that company-wide meeting, and so if you don't get started on those documents soon, you'll never have them ready in time. But I'm really busy right now and don't have time to work on any documents. And this evening, I have some important plans to get to, so I'll be going home soon. Also, that meeting today wore me out, so I'll be taking some PTO out for tomorrow and the day after to recover. So all the work that's supposed to be done by me is going to fall into your hands to be finished in time for that meeting. Huh? Are you kidding me? That's not going to happen, though. I have a lot of work of my own to get back to this week and won't have time to work on your things. And I myself have plans tonight that require me to be home, so I'm not going to be able to stay late. Do you really think it'll be acceptable to slack off like that? You've been in this company longer than me, therefore when a newbie like me is sick and can't get her work done, you have to step in to clean up for me. But if you can't even be relied on to do that here, as well as never give any new ideas at the planning meeting, I think this company will begin to realize you're no use anymore. And by that point, they will think of you as nothing more than an old fart that needs to go. Excuse me? Now I need to be heading home. I look forward to those finished documents on my desk when I'm back in 2 days. I'm sorry, Stanley. I know that you and I are supposed to be having dinner together today, but I have so much work right now and I don't think I'll be able to make it. You can go ahead and start the dinner without me today.
What? Even today you have to stay late for work? I was really looking forward to finally having the whole family together to meet my fiancé for dinner.
I'm really so sorry about this. Unfortunately, I was given some last-minute work today that I can't say no to and that needs to be completed here soon.
Last minute work, huh? Don't tell me that it's because of that newbie that you're working with still who's been forcing you to do all her work.
You really seem to know what's going on here.
Well, you are the kind of woman that likes to get all her work done to the best of her abilities. But the fact that someone new is forcing you to do all their work, you've already told me and Mom and Dad about it a lot, so I knew that once again this time would be the same reason.
Well, you're 100% correct. Not only did she end up stealing my idea and giving it at the meeting today, but she's having me do all the document work for it now.
What? She stole an idea of yours? Don't you feel like something like that is crossing the line big time in terms of work ethic? I can kind of see someone being lazy and never getting their work done, leading to you having to do it for them, but what she's done this time is just wrong.
You are right. This time she's really crossed the line. She's really started to act strange in the office, and it's really getting on my nerves. Which is pretty rare considering that I'm usually pretty patient with new employees.
Maybe this new employee isn't like the rest and is just completely brainless. No matter how you think of it, this time you happen to have a useless coworker on your hands. And what really makes this all worse is that you were supposed to be coming out to see my fiancé today, but that's all been ruined because of that lazy jerk. It's all due to her that even your private life is starting to be affected, and in a very bad way. I think you need to stop trying to bear that coworker's laziness and bring all this stuff up with your boss.
You have a good point. At this point, I'm not going to be able to handle her crap on my own anymore. However, I'm worried that me bringing this up to my boss might result in them thinking her actions are all because I'm not training her well enough.
Katrina, you were always worried too much about things. There's no way they would get upset at you because of her poor work ethic. You just have to tell your boss that you've had enough and can't deal with the new hire anymore. If anything, it'd be better to tell them sooner rather than later, because it will help the company just as much as it'll help you. It's only a matter of time that coworker does something completely out of line and costs not only you your sanity, but the company its image as well.
That's right. Thank you so much for listening to me rant again, Stanley. You've really made me start feeling better about this. I shouldn't have expected any less from a psychiatry major like you.
Well, how about instead of me charging you for my time this time, you treat me to some steak next time we meet? And as for my fiancé, I'm sure I can get her to meet you another time before we get married.
Sure. When things calm down a bit here for me, I'd love to take the both of you out for steak and get to finally meet her. Now I've got to get back to my work before I stay here too long. Make sure to let everyone know today that I've had to stay late at work again, and that's why I won't be making it to dinner tonight. Why are you here, Katrina? Where the hell did you even come from to get into here? I'm actually wondering the exact same thing, actually. I want to know why Lindsay is here right now at this wedding, and why are you wearing a wedding dress right now? I'm the bride, after all, so I have to be here in a wedding dress. In other words, this is my wedding that you're at today. What? You are the bride at this wedding today? Now tell me why you, of all people, are here. I don't ever remember inviting you to be at my wedding. And what makes all this even more surprising is that you seem to be very close to my fiancé. Who the hell do you think you are talking to the groom like that? Who the hell am I? I would have never thought that someone like you would come into someone else's wedding uninvited. And not just that, but be flirting with the groom while his fiancé is watching? I don't want an old fart like you anywhere near him. I am not flirting with him right now. Do you think we can both take a moment to calm down a bit? We have to be a bit more level-headed before we continue this conversation. Well, if you want me to calm down, start by telling me why you're at my wedding today. What made you think it was such a good idea to come to your new coworker's wedding when you never got an invitation? Oh, wait, don't tell me. You came here so that you could try and catch the bouquet in the toss today? What? Now that I think about it, you are still a single and lonely middle-aged woman, right? You've never been able to find a man for yourself to marry, and that's why you came here today searching for luck. They always say that the person that catches the bouquet is likely to be the next one to get married, right? And so you thought it would be the perfect chance to finally end your suffering, and that's why you're here. Nobody with a hint of common sense would come to some stranger's wedding for that reason. And just because I'm single doesn't mean that I'm lonely. No. You are getting way too old now to still be single, and that's why it sucks so much for you. And when it comes to women, no matter how much they love their jobs and work hard, if they're still single in their 40s, they're pretty much done for. And that's why today will be your last chance of ever getting married, as long as you can get the bouquet. I can't believe that you came all the way to your coworker's wedding today uninvited just to try and save yourself from eternal loneliness. You must really be hurting inside. I told you already that that's not the case. Can you take a moment to listen to what I'm saying? Huh? There's no way I'm wrong about what I'm saying. If what I've said isn't the case, then why else would you be here? I mean, why would you be trying to steal my fiancé from me right now? Did you come all the way here with the intention of stealing him from me on our wedding day? Huh? I bet you're jealous seeing your young and cute coworker getting married before you. And that's why you're here, trying to take the groom away before he ties the knot with the bride. You're only here to take him away and nothing else, right? Well, I'm sorry, Katrina. Right now, my fiancé is head over heels in love with me. And he would never take a chance at going out with some old fart like you. That is also not the reason why I'm here. Can you stop it with all these weird and messed up guesses that you're making? Then tell me why you're here already. I never asked for an old fart like you to be here today, so you'd better get to explaining yourself. And I don't mean talking around the bush about it either. I want to know right now, or else I'm sending you out of here. I'm here because I'm your sister-in-law. What? I've had enough of this. I'm going home. Then at least we can both be happy because we won't be around each other anymore. So now go right along and have a wonderful wedding with my little brother, please. Wait a second. What? My sister-in-law? What? You're Stanley's older sister? That's right. I'm the older sister of your groom. But man, did I never expect that my brother's fiancé would turn out to be you. That's such a terrible outcome that I'm even shocked to the core. You're lying about this, right? Wait. From everything I've heard from Stanley, he tells me that his sister is a really well-off woman with a great career. Don't tell me that he was talking about you. And if a few months ago you and I were able to meet at that dinner, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But when you told me that you had important plans after work, you forced me to deal with all your responsibilities while leaving the office. And it's because of that I was never able to go to that dinner to meet you. That dinner? That was the day that my idea ended up being accepted by our higher-ups. Yeah, that's the day that you stole my idea from me and gave it at the meeting to take credit for it. And when that meeting was over, you made me do all the paperwork for it, like writing all the new documents up over the new plan. And in the end, the only person to be recognized for my idea was you. I remember all of it, Lindsay. That was... And of course, since today is the day of your wedding, we shouldn't be having to talk about work, right? So I'm going to hurry up and go on my way, like you asked. Have yourself a great wedding today, okay?
Katrina, why did you just turn around and leave my wedding without saying anything else to me? We're about to get started with the wedding now. Did something happen to you that may have upset you?
No, at least not something that you did to me. I was just told by your bride to go home, so that's what I'm doing at the moment. She told me that she doesn't want some lonely old fart sitting in on her wedding.
What?
Actually, we only just learned about each other being here a little bit ago. That soon-to-be wife of yours is actually that newbie in the office that I've been telling you about. And you know how I feel about her as my coworker and about the stories of me having to try and train her, right? Well, that's her.
Huh? You're telling me that the girl you're always complaining about is Lindsay?
It's surprising, right? Who would have ever thought that such a coincidence as this could happen to us?
No, wait. This can't be happening, right? But listen, the coworker you're always telling me about and the Lindsay I know are two completely different people. She is the kind of woman that is nice to everyone and will do anything to help those around her. There's no way she could ever be the same selfish person you're always telling me about.
Well, I'm guessing that in front of you, she puts on a great face. But in front of me at the office, she does a great job at being selfish and lazy.
But that's So you're saying that Lindsay really is the one that stole your idea and shared it at a meeting? And she's also the one that steals plans from you all the time and then forces you to do all her work? And not just those things, but will also leave you to do the remainder of her work when she feels she can leave the office to do her own things? Which also must mean that she's the one that left the office one day out of nowhere to go be with her boyfriend when they went on a long trip to California.
That's her. I'm sorry, but you happen to be getting married to her now.
What? Really? Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, I haven't ever gone with her to California before.
Uh-oh.
She told me that she didn't want to go there because the sun is too strong and it would burn her beautiful skin. But you're telling me that she left the office to go there with her boyfriend? What boyfriend is she talking about?
Now that I think about it, who was that man that she showed me pictures of when she came back from that trip? This is all from the past, so I don't remember everything. But I do remember this taking place around the same time you were talking about how you both got engaged.
So you're saying that when she had accepted my proposal, she was going out with another man to California? I need to go have a word with her right now. I'm going to stop the wedding right now until I know what's going on here.
Huh? You're going to stop it now?
I'm not going to show everyone some fake love for her when I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Why would this be happening to me? The wedding was canceled yesterday. And not just canceled, but it won't ever be happening again because now Stanley said he's leaving me. Really? So this all ended with him breaking up with you? It is! He told me before he started to leave the wedding that he had had enough of me, and said that to me with all my family and friends watching. Also, why the hell does he know now about how I cheated on him before? He's told me that he's going to get a settlement from me now. Oh my. So we were right about your trip to California being with another man. Why? Why would he be able to find out about all of this on the day of my wedding? I was able to hide all of it from him right up into the wedding. I finally thought that I'd be in the clear with that, yet right when we should have been getting married, he found out about everything. I wonder why he found out. I wonder if it has anything to do with how you acted on your wedding day. Please, Katrina, can you please go find a way to get your brother to come back to me? I really do love your brother and want to become his wife. All that trip to California was me having a little fun for a change. I may have been cheating at the time, but it wasn't anything serious, and I really only love Stanley. You really think an excuse like that is going to slide with us? And another thing, I don't want to become family to you, so I'm not going to help you get him back. If anything, I'm asking you to stay away from my brother for the rest of your life. Huh? I am not going to let my cute little brother marry some used-up whore like you. You may have done a good job hiding your true personality from him, but he knows the truth about you now. So give up on Stanley, please. Stop screwing around! Your cute little coworker is in trouble right now and really needs you to help make her life better again. And you're not going to help me? You're supposed to be looking out for me as my trainer. What? You're my cute little coworker now? If you're not going to help me get back my man, then so be it. If you plan on not helping me, then I'm going to complain about you to the manager. I'll tell him that you've stopped helping me now, and they'll never let you come to another meeting again. Actually, I'm going to make sure that you're fired from your job for this. That's fine with you, though, right? You really think that you can threaten me with something like that? If anything, the odds are in my favor on all this. So you going to our higher-ups about this will only further prove the case that you're useless. What? What are you talking about? I've already spoken to the higher-ups about how you push all your work onto me when you run out of the office or just don't want to work. And you going to them about me not helping you get your fiancé back won't help your case at all back there. They'll only become even more concerned about you because you'll start bringing up things that are unrelated to work and wonder why you want me punished for them. It might even end up getting you fired then. But how does any of that make me useless? They already know that I'm amazing based off of the idea I gave at that planning meeting. Unlike some old fart like you, I can actually do my job and make progress. So you really think that they're going to call me useless and think about firing me? You may think that you came out on top for using my idea at the meeting, but Unfortunately for you, everyone knows that you stole that stuff from me. And I don't mean our other coworkers, but also all the higher-ups that were at the meeting. They were going to ask you why you'd been giving out ideas I'd already planned, but at the time it was late and they didn't want to make a fuss out of it. That's why they went ahead with the idea and ended the meeting. What? Well, anyway, the company-wide meeting has taken place now, and the plan has gone into action, and on that plan is my name. I even got a comment from the district manager saying I did a great job and would be rewarded for it. What did you say? And not only was I finally recognized for my idea that you stole, but the manager brought this all up with HR to look further into. And so now everyone knows about what you've done, and there's no need for me to have proof to show. There was also a lot of notes found on your desk describing how much you hate me and what other things you could do to make me work harder. So with all of that, I think you are pretty close to being fired from your job. What notes are you talking about? Why would I ever write things like that about you? You're always writing about how much you hate me, and not just writing either, but saying things like that about me on here, by text. And that text remains on my phone and can be screenshotted to show others later on. Things like you calling me an old fart, or saying that I'm useless. We also all know about how you push all your work onto me now, and there's evidence of that all around as well. And don't forget that one instance where you spilled the coffee on my desk on purpose, ruining all my documents. Hold on now. Having to hear all of this from an old fart like me must really hurt, right? But I'm sorry, Lindsay. You saying that the way you've been treating me is okay because I'm so old is just not going to fly. That doesn't fly anywhere in the corporate world, so good luck trying to fool anyone by saying that I'm to blame. Because compared to an old employee, who isn't even that old, actually, you are far worse off for never even bothering to do your work. Please, wait a second. Are you actually being serious about me being close to getting fired? Yeah, I'm being very serious. Just like my brother said, it was all worth it bringing this up to my boss earlier. What? Huh? Didn't you say that if my brother doesn't get back with you, you'd complain about me? Well, go ahead and try it, because he's not getting back with you. So it'll all be a waste for you, and you'll most definitely lose your job by doing that. Now go right ahead and try to hurt me. In the end, the talks about getting married ended up fading away between my brother and Lindsay. And along with that, Lindsay was left having to pay for the wedding to be canceled. And not just that, though, but also the settlement for her cheating on Stanley also came right after my brother said he was never talking to her again. In total, she would be having to pay around $80,000 for everything she did. But before even trying to pay for anything, Lindsay ran to her parents crying for them to help her. But they ended up telling her to get out of their faces for what she'd done to their reputation. And after being told to never come around her parents again, she was also put on temporary leave from her job while HR investigated her. And that actually meant all of us here could get our work done in peace. And this is the perfect timing as well, since we are getting into the middle of putting said plan into action within the company. As for my brother, he told me he's so happy he learned about his fiancée before signing all the marriage papers. And since he thanked me for telling him all about her at his wedding, he's going to use a part of the money he received in the settlement to take me out for steak.